All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We are looking at some seriously powerful insights from Ian Slade today. And honestly, we are starting right out of the gate with a massive, and I mean massive, leadership confession. It's the kind of raw honesty you almost never hear from people at the top, but it sets the stage for a lesson we all absolutely need. If you've ever felt like you're just spinning your wheels trying to be an effective leader, trust me, you're going to want to lean in for this one.
Ian Slade puts it incredibly bluntly. He says, "I think I messed up by ignoring daily awareness. I almost missed my shot at real leadership." Wow. Just let that sink in for a second. He's talking about some incredibly high stakes here. This wasn't, a minor scheduling typo or forgetting to CC someone on an email. He's talking about a near miss of his actual potential as a leader. It's a really sobering realization, right? You can be doing literally all the operational things perfectly, crushing your inbox, running the meetings, the whole shebang, and still completely miss the boat on actual leadership.
So the warning here is pretty clear. Don't make the same mistake, because honestly, it is a trap that is so easy to fall into. Think about your typical Tuesday. You're moving a million miles a minute, putting out random fires, juggling projects. You know the drill. You feel that relentless pressure. And in that kind of pressure cooker environment, your baseline awareness is almost always the first thing to go out the window. You get this intense tunnel vision. You're just surviving. You aren't leading. But recognizing this trap and actively avoiding it changes absolutely everything about how you tackle your day.
Okay, so what's the fix here? How do we actually break out of that tunnel vision? Well, the solution from the source material is surprisingly simple, but man, is it profound. Every single day, you just need to deliberately take a moment to notice. It's a call for a daily, intentional pause. But, and this is a big but, it's not just about grabbing a coffee or staring at the wall for a minute to zone out. To actually make this work and transform your leadership, this pause requires a very specific dual focus. You see, true awareness basically requires two completely different theaters working together at the exact same time. On the one hand, you've got external observation, noticing what's really going on around you. Do your team members look completely burned out? Is the actual vibe of a meeting telling you a project is tanking, even though the dashboard says it's all green? But then, on the flip side, you have internal reflection. You have to check in with your own state of mind. Are you leading out of pure stress? Are you maybe snapping at someone just because you didn't sleep well last night? You absolutely need both of these working together. Because if you only look outward, you lose your self-regulation. But if you only look inward, you totally lose touch with your team. And here's the thing, when leaders actually commit to this dual practice, really observing the outside and checking the inside, they don't just feel a little bit more zen. No, they gain a tangible, massive advantage in their roles. This isn't just some fluffy, abstract exercise. It leads directly to concrete business outcomes. It literally shifts you from being this reactive manager who's always just playing catch-up to a proactive leader who's always 2 steps ahead of the game.
So, what does this advantage actually look like in the real world? It plays out in 3 big ways. First, you spot opportunities. When your head isn't just buried in the daily grind, you actually start seeing open doors, cool new partnerships, or creative solutions you normally would have just walked right past. Second, you catch problems early. By noticing the reality of a situation, not just what people want you to hear, you can spot those subtle red flags way before a tiny hiccup turns into a full-blown disaster. And third, you connect so much better with your team. When you're aware of their stress and your own triggers, you communicate with actual, genuine empathy. It's a total game changer for proactive leadership.
Which brings us to this fundamental mindset shift, and honestly, this should offer you a huge sense of relief. It is not about being perfect, it's about being present. That right there is a crucial distinction. As leaders, we usually carry around this exhausting expectation of flawless execution, right? We feel like we have to have all the answers all the time. But real, authentic leadership, it means trading in that impossible, rigid standard of perfection for the simple, incredibly powerful act of just showing up fully in the moment. Because when you are present, you're adaptable. You can actually respond to reality.
Ultimately, you unlock your true leadership potential one mindful moment at a time. And I think this is probably the most encouraging takeaway of all. Your true potential isn't unlocked all at once by some grand heroic gesture or a random light bulb moment. Actually, scratch that, it's more like a habit. It's built incrementally. It grows through these very small, deliberate, daily choices to just be aware. It's basically the compounding interest of taking a breath, observing what's around you, checking your internal battery, and then moving forward with total clarity.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a pretty direct challenge. Knowing the incredibly high stakes of ignoring this, and seeing the massive, massive advantages of simply noticing what's happening inside and around you, How will you use your next mindful moment? Seriously, you don't need to wait until tomorrow to start. Take this to heart, carve out that intentional pause, and start applying this incredibly powerful awareness to your own leadership today.